So the market for the 5-door hatchback is kind of dying because these kind of cars, these small crossover SUVs, are replacing our 5-door hatchback. But that means that our 5-door performance hatchback is also dying, except for this. This is a 300 horsepower Cupra Ateca. Now you have to forgive the word say, it has to go out of it because it's actually a Cupra Ateca. Cupra is now its own brand and doing its own thing. They've even got their own brand new logo down here at the front, which is totally different. A beautiful thing as well. I think it's one of the finest cars Seat and Cupra, particularly Cupra, has ever made. I think it's a brilliant piece of machinery, and we're going to have a good look around it. So make sure you hit the subscribe button because this is what it's all about, baby. Right. Welcome to the interior of the Cupra Ateca. Now, if you've ever driven a Seat, you will know what the interior of this already looks like. It's hard to jump away from the brand Seat when you're using the same parts bin, but at the same time, they are reinventing something. You really have to struggle around the cabin to try and find anywhere that says Seat. You find it in there where it says Seat, easy connect on the sat-nav thingamajig. But other than that, let's scrub over the fact that it's a Seat and we'll move on with the rest of the car. Practicality wise, you've got a lovely surface on the dashboard. It's kind of rubberized, it's good quality, it's nice, it's simple. Media system in the centre here, will come to that in a second. These vents are on both sides, of which I quite like. This has self-park on it as well. For convenience wise, you can press that and the car will try and park itself. I find it really slow. Just it aggravates me watching someone use the thing. It's funny to watch the first time you see it with a dish of the steering wheel going zzz on its own, but after that it gets a bit annoying. Then we have some parking sensor, reversing cameras. I can open the tailgate from in here as well. Heated seats on both sides, which is quite nice. Climate control is controlled by these 3 knobs. First class response there. Beneath that I have a wireless charging system, which is there. But there's also, and this is top marks to say it and to Cupra, there is 2 USB ports. Brilliant. There's also a 12 volt socket beside that. Brilliant. And there's also another connector here as well that can connect some other devices. So they've catered for absolutely everything there in this little tiny tray here, right here. Stop start button is right beside that. There's no, even though they give you an actual physical key, which I have here, a real key with a real key thing on top. There's no hole there for the key to go into, so don't be fooled to keep banging that thing on the side. You also get a very cool little logo on the key ring as well, which is kind of nice. Moving on from that, DSG box in this, 7-speed. And then behind that you got the mode selector knob, which allows you to be able to change what mode the car is driving in, from comfort to Cupra to individual off-road, snow and so on. Then the actual steering wheel. Steering wheel is the best part of this. Is absolutely gorgeous. I love that logo and the kind of carbon fiber texture that's on the top of that as well. Absolutely beautiful thing of a steering wheel. It'd be nice if it was Alcantara, but it doesn't really matter. And the seats, which are probably the best part of it, in comfort, in sport, in Cupra mode, whatever it is, these never become uncomfortable. They literally soak up the road as you drive along. This is the finest interior that Seat have made so far. I'm really happy with Seat. That's the good part of the interior. There's no drawback in here whatsoever. So let's have a look at the infotainment systems and everything else. There's the engine starting. It's in just comfort mode at the moment. I didn't put it in any big mode. You get the Beats Audio logo and the Cupra logo up here on the screen. Again, there's no mention of Seat anywhere in the car. So the actual infotainment system is the Volkswagen parts bin one. You've seen it in other ones. If you've had a Seat, you've had it before. So we can go through like the radio here. Then you have media, you got phone, you got voice, you got nav, you got apps. You got the car menu itself, which has a fuel economy, and then you got the full menu, which brings you to this very pretty looking menu that works very, very well. Very happy with that. I don't know what that configuration wizard always starts up there. Fuel economy wise is not good. That's just par for the course with performance vehicles like this. You're not going to get good fuel economy from any of these kind of vehicles, but we'll deal with that out on the road. Nearly half a tank on. I've done 130 kilometers, put it that way. That's the fuel economy. It's not a big fuel tank either, in fairness. The rest of the car, this is a digital dash here that I have in front of me, which works very well. You can change the view on that so they become smaller, although I have to okay that bit first. Then I do that and I make the view different. Very similar to the Skoda system, just a slightly different software layout on it, but it's very pretty. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. It's very, very pretty. Door bin, door pockets. I have a big one over here, and I have two cup holders big enough to hold my cup, which is the drive guard cup. That's not an ad placement, by the way. and a big cubby hole in the back. So it's all pretty good. I mean, there's absolutely no drawback here to the front. Again, one of the finest interior sets ever made. So let's blip into the back seat and then we'll have a look at the boot as well, right? Off the engine. Okay, back seat. Front seat set for me, and as you can see, there's a good 2 fists there between me and that seat. Good touch out of the door is fine. In the back here again, Seat has done a really good job at putting in some simple little things. There's a small mobile phone holder net, which I've never seen before, Seat. That's odd. And 2 USB ports, 2 vents. There's no air control. There's temperature back here, but you do at least get 2 vents, which is good. Tons of room. I can actually sit a little bit sideways in it. I have a full armrest in the middle, which has a big cup holder, a little cup holder, but you can actually adjust them, so you can take the little bits out and make the cup holders all different sizes, which I quite like. And then you have a ski load lift straight through into the boot, which is very clever. You need that. Again, when you close that, you just pull that down. It's done there for you. And then to release the back seat and drop it down, it's just one touch and it's down. Very practical. Same for this side. It is a 60 this side, 40 that side. So the back seat is brilliant. I also have a sunroof, which is only halfway open here, but I have a sunroof here as well, which lets light in from above, which is not glary at all. And all the little lights are LEDs in here as well. Lots to do back here. I do like this back here. Very comfortable, perfectly laid out, and exactly what you want it to be. Right, to the boot. Oh yeah, there's a coat hanger, which is also useful. Das Boot. That's the boat, right? Nonetheless, logo thing in the back is very good again. I do love that logo, say well done. This is an electric tailgate on this one. And then in here we have a good, big, clever boot space. Nice, open. There are cup holders, or there are shopping bag hooks. And you can drop the seats from in here as well, just by one touch. And it drops very good. Again, camera bag as usual is in the way. And then underneath here, we've got which looks like a subwoofer as far as I can make out. I'm not sure. You forgot your little logo things in the boot, by the way. It just says Cupra Ateca, which is quite nice for the license plates. No spare wheel in the boot of this one. Do you need it? Do you want it? I think it should be there. That's just my own thinking on it is. But very straightforward, very easy to use. Little cubby holes either side. Everything seems to be going nicely here. Tonneau cover there as well. And electric to open and closing. What's not to like? Right, let's go for a spin. So to drive, I just stuck it in Cooper mode there a second ago, which you have various modes. So this is 300 horsepower through a 2-litre petrol. Here we go. It makes a lovely little sort of burble all the time, and then there are times where it kind of farts and bangs and makes weird noises. I like it. I do like it. I don't think it's loud enough inside the car in Cooper mode though. That wouldn't put me off the thing. Fuel economy is rubbish. It always is in these performance jokes. It's 11.8 litres per 100 kilometres, what I'm seeing on the dashboard in front of me, but it's 300 horsepower getting shoved through a 4-wheel drive system. Now look, this isn't a handling really that much of a car. You can handle it for sure. You can do some good handling stuff on it, but in real terms, this is a fast straight line car because there's understeer, a lot of it. Now if I open the window, there is, and we go to manual mode here. It does make a lovely little kind of a fart or a burp or something between gears. It's not synthesized. It's not electronic, so it's not a stereo making that noise. What's actually happening is there's a little valve and a flap that opens and closes in the exhaust that allows that unburnt fuel to be fired through it and go as it goes out. It's lovely. It eats into your fuel economy, but I don't really care about that. Now, we have other modes here. So if I click one over, I can go into sport mode, which turns off the kind of Cooper insanity and goes into sport mode. In actual fact, I don't really find a whole lot of difference apart from noise. And then you have comfort mode, which seems to soften everything up in just the right amount. So when you're trundling along a road somewhere, it doesn't feel like you're being battered to death by the seats. I have never found a car that is of this kind of performance that is comfortable as well as fast, and that's what this car manages to be. Really is, honest to God, I think it's one of the most comfortable performance cars I've ever driven, which is a weird thing. I like this car a lot, I have to say. This would probably be my car of choice should I be buying one. It's a little spurt as it goes along. It's really good. The drawbacks. Well, there aren't none really. I have to say, I'm not even that concerned about the price of it, because you are buying into something that is very lifestyle, and the price of every car has gone up, and I'm sorry to say, but that's just the way things are at the moment. Everything's gotten more expensive. All cars, and it's not finished, so there's not much I can say about price. It is pricey. It is pricey in all markets, not just Irish markets, pricey in all markets. But it is something entirely different to have a practical, soft road, fast car. This is properly fast. This isn't a slouch of anyway. There's nothing in here that I really don't like. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review of the Cupra Ateca, and you'll be willing to subscribe to see more reviews of various cars. You can check out the links that I posted up here on the little the tag thing that appears up, which is the latest few reviews we've done, including the Audi R8 in London, in England, and lots of other. There's over 600 videos there. You can join me most Sundays on the Sunday services. 2-hour live stream happens most Sundays. Not every Sunday, but it happens most Sundays. You can join me there. Or you can find us on a podcast. You'll find me on Instagram and on Twitter, particularly Instagram. And we do have the Sunday Service Facebook community on Facebook, which is a lovely little place to hang out. All the cool kids hang out there. Anyway, on that note, I am going to leave you to it. So until the next time, I will see you on the far side.